Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rawat. Let's take a look at the top news we're tracking. And a Bengaluru court has ordered the temporary blocking of the Congress's Twitter handle. This after a music firm filed a copyright case against the party for playing songs from the movie KGF 2 at the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
M. Naveen Kumar, who manages the MRT Music, filed a complaint against 3 Congress leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, for allegedly using music from the superhit Kannada film KGF 2, which violated the copyright laws. The court also ordered temporary blocking of the Bharat Jodo Yatra campaign's Twitter handle. The music company's manager alleged that the Bharat Jodo Yatra campaign has used videos of that song from KGF 2. However, the Congress has tweeted that's not aware of the court proceedings and that they haven't got any copy of the order. Let's go across to Shrija, who gets us all the details. Shrija, well, the Congress is saying that they haven't heard of the court proceedings and they haven't got any copy of that order.
Well, that's right. In fact, we did speak to the Congress, some of the Congress leaders as well. What they say is that the social media accounts have not been blocked just yet, and they also go on to talk about how they have not received the order from the court, the Bengaluru Civil Court, and more importantly, we understand that the Congress going on to state that they were not even present during the court proceedings, where the court went on to, in fact, order an ex parte, especially injunction, a temporary injunction on their accounts for unauthorized use of copyrighted music, which means this particular music that they had used, the Congress had used in their Bharat Jodo videos, which is from a Kannada blockbuster movie, KGF Chapter 2. Now, the MRT Music, which owns this particular music, has gone ahead and also filed a lawsuit against Rahul Gandhi, Supriya Srinate, as well as Jairam Ramesh as well. Now, when we did speak to, especially some of the Congress leaders, they went on to talk about how they were not aware of this particular court proceedings, and that it came as a shocker to them, saying that where the court had ordered Twitter to block their accounts. But as we speak, even when we spoke to the Congress right now, they say the accounts have not been blocked yet, but also the Congress going on to state that they will move, especially the court, at their disposal as far as the legal proceedings are concerned. And if, as far as the copyrighted issues are concerned, they will go ahead and also take down such videos that have used the videos of the Chapter 2 of KGF, which is in violation as far as the Copyright Act is concerned.
All right. Thanks so much, Shrija, for joining us. With that, well, let's now get you the latest on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And the Yatra has begun its Maharashtra leg, arriving there last night. And Rahul Gandhi was in the Gurudwara, in fact, till late last night. And he's going to be walking for 382 kilometers in the state over the next 12 days.
Right, Gargi, till about the 20th of November, and those are visuals of Rahul Gandhi late last night at the Gurdwara, marking the occasion of Gurpurab, which is being celebrated today. So the Bharat Jodo Yatra resuming from the Gurdwara today, and of course, they barely slept. That went on till about 1:30 in the morning. They slept very late last night, and again this morning they are back to walk, like Gargi was mentioning, 382 kilometers to be completed in the state of Maharashtra in a matter of 12 days till the 20th of November. Mahavikas Aghadi allies at Sharad Pawar's NCP and Uddhav Thackeray's faction of the Shiv Sena are expected to join Congress's Padyatra in a show of opposition unity before the civic polls.
In fact, Aditya Thackeray is going to be joining the Padyatra tomorrow. Now, yesterday, as he spoke after arriving in Maharashtra, Rahul Gandhi attacked the government over unemployment and inflation.
एक तरफ बेरोजगारी तो दूसरी तरफ महंगाई। आपको याद होगा, देश के प्रधानमंत्री कुछ समय पहले कहते थे, शिकायत करते थे कि गैस सिलेंडर 400 रुपए का हो गया। याद है आपको? याद है ना? आज कितने का है? ये देखिए, मगर आज प्रधानमंत्री शिकायत नहीं करते गैस सिलेंडर के दाम की। पहले प्रधानमंत्री जी डीजल पेट्रोल की बात करते थे, आज 100 रुपए से ज्यादा पेट्रोल का दाम है, प्रधानमंत्री कुछ नहीं कहते। और चुने हुए लोगों को, 2-3 लोगों को पूरा का पूरा फायदा सरकार पहुंचाती है।
The Bharat Jodo Yatra, in fact, creating quite a buzz there, and there's a lot of talk and excitement. That's what Vishwajit Kadam is telling our colleague Sohit Mishra in Maharashtra this morning. Let's just listen in.
Joining me right now from the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra is Vishwajit Kadam, MLA and leader from the Congress party. Today is the second day of this Yatra. In fact, it reached last night and still you guys walked till 12:30 at night. And today is the day when it is the second day when the Yatra is going on. What all is expected from this Yatra if you talk about as a young leader, if you talk about Maharashtra and if you talk about Maharashtra Congress?
Well, you see, there's been a lot of talk and excitement and attraction towards Rahul ji's Padyatra from Kanyakumari to Jammu. And having said this, he's crossed from Tamil Nadu to Kerala to Karnataka and Telangana borders. He's reached Maharashtra. So there's been so much hype, and obviously the country is supporting this Padyatra. People are excited. Congress party workers are extremely excited. He's also now entering Maharashtra. Yesterday, late evening when he entered Maharashtra, the first thing he said is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki jai, and that is obviously very emotionally, sentimentally important to the people of Maharashtra. And this is how he's starting the Padyatra in Maharashtra from Nanded and regions of Marathwada and Vidarbha. So there is a lot of excitement. People are looking forward to it, and it will be good.
At the same time, as a young leader as well, now what has happened is that Congress is at number 4 position if we talk about Maharashtra, a place where Congress, it used to be what we used to say as a fort of Congress, Maharashtra used to, but now it is at the 4th position. Will this also change that equation? We are seeing that tomorrow there will be leaders from the other Mahavikas Aghadi parties also joining. But how important is this for Congress, Maharashtra Congress as well?
Well, you see that with time, situation also changes, circumstances changes. In the last few years, with the political dynamics changing across India and the state as well, with regional parties also coming on the forefront. But Congress has always been a strong party, deeply rooted party, grass-rooted party in the state of Maharashtra, because we have that kind of cultural dialect in Maharashtra, ideology strong based in Maharashtra. And I feel that, of course, this will revive the Congress tremendously. It will help us in the upcoming assembly elections and Lok Sabha elections. I think, like I said, the Congress party workers are equally and more excited. And this message will spread to each and every district of Maharashtra.
Okay, final question. Last night also, I know you slept only for a few hours, and morning you guys are back over here again. Are you guys also practicing every day, like before this Yatra began, just to catch up the speed and be with your leader?
Well, honestly, I've been a national level football player. Yeah. I've been playing football all my life. Secondly, I did a similar Padyatra in 2012 in Maharashtra from Buldana to Sangli with my youth Congress colleagues when I was state youth Congress president. That was about 532 kilometers. So yes, I had a sort of my practice.
There are other leaders as well who haven't.
No, I understand that with age and with whatever it happens, but I can see a lot of people making genuine efforts that because they emotionally want to support Rahul ji. They are admiring the way he's been walking and they're respecting the way he's been walking. We all respect the way he's been walking, and we all want to support him. People want to support. So even if feet are hurting, लोगों के पैर दुख रहे हैं, फिर भी वो चल रहे राहुल जी के साथ.
Absolutely. So as we heard, Vishwajit Kadam, MLA as well as leader from Congress party. What you see behind me is a sea of people who have reached early morning in Nanded, and this is the second day of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Remember that this Yatra will be in Maharashtra for 14 days and it will cover around 382 kilometers, where Rahul Gandhi will be walking across several districts in the state. In Nanded with camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
But in all that Yatra, Gargi will be over 3,570 kilometers. But out of that, 10% of it in the state of Maharashtra, 382 kilometers to be completed in a matter of 12 days from now, Gargi. We also have Sohit with us, joining us from that Pad Yatra. Sohit, take us through the agenda of the day. What are we expecting?
Well, throughout the day, there are going to be Rahul Gandhi will be walking in the morning from 8:30 to 9:30. Person Rajendra Dayalkar is showing you the live visuals of Rahul Gandhi, who is walking with a lot of people right now. A huge sea of people can be seen walking. In the afternoon, there is going to be a press conference that will be done by Congress leaders, and in the evening, Rahul Gandhi
Those are live visuals coming from the Pad Yatra. Rahul Gandhi there, who was, he entered the Maharashtra leg of the Pad Yatra late last night at about 9 o'clock. He was at the Gurdwara till about 1:30. He's resumed the Yatra again this morning from the Gurdwara on the occasion of Gurpurab. There you can see live visuals of Rahul Gandhi walking. 382 kilometers is the distance that he's going to be completing in the state of Maharashtra. And Gargi, like Sohit was mentioning, this Pad Yatra that will carry on in Maharashtra for another 12 days or so.
Of course, and they'll have their allies also joining in. Aditya Thackeray expected to join in the Pad Yatra tomorrow, and it comes ahead of the very key civic polls that are going to be taking place in Maharashtra, and that's going to be a big test for the alliance with the the NCP, Congress, and the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction. Well, let's go back to Sohit, who is there with us. And Sohit, yes, so today, basically the first day of proper walking in the Pad Yatra in Maharashtra. It's from tomorrow that we're going to have big personalities and alliance partners joining in.
Absolutely. In fact, Gargi, tomorrow Aditya Thackeray along with other Shiv Sena leaders will be joining this Yatra, and the next day, that is on 10th, when there is a rally that is scheduled, NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar along with several other leaders of NCP will be joining this Yatra as well. Apart from that, leaders from the Communist Party and other like-minded parties are also joining this Yatra along the way. As you see that the number of people are increasing day by day. In fact, Gargi, yesterday, last night, this entire Yatra was up till 1:30 a.m. And while I was speaking to some leaders in the morning, their hotels are around 2 hours away from here. So even if they left at 1:30, they reached there around 3:30. They slept for an hour or so. And since their leader is over here, they had to come back in the morning. And all of them are walking right now with Rahul Gandhi in Maharashtra. And this is important for Maharashtra Congress as well. At a time, Maharashtra was the fort of Congress party. It gives the second highest number of MPs in the country. But in the last, since 2014, the Congress level has been coming down. And as of now, it is the number 4th party after BJP, Shiv Sena, NCP, and then comes the Congress. And that's why even Rahul Gandhi or the Maharashtra Congress will try to ensure that they once again regain the ground in Maharashtra. In fact, this 382 kilometers which they will be walking, they are going through 5 districts of Vidarbha. And the Vidarbha is still known to be a home ground of Congress, and they will try to ensure that they maintain it that way. In fact, recently when Panchayat Samiti polls happened in Nagpur, Congress was the number 1 party over there, despite it being the fort of the BJP. So yes, that way it is a very important Yatra if we talk about Congress as well, because recently there were rumors about few MLAs not being happy with the Congress leaders or the Congress party, and as we have been seeing since 2019, a lot of people have been going from here to there. But if I talk about this Yatra, it seems like all of them are back together. And as of now, it doesn't seem that there are any issues that is going on. And a very important message, not only by the Congress, but when leaders from Shiv Sena and NCP will also be joining, it will also show a united Mahavikas Aghadi that had gained momentum since 2019. But after the rebellion by Eknath Shinde, they are now in the opposition. But still they will try to ensure that they be together, because there are several municipal corporation elections coming up, which includes the BMC elections as well. And before that, this Yatra of Rahul Gandhi will be in Maharashtra for 14 days, covering 382 kilometers. And tomorrow is the second day, and usually what we see Rahul Gandhi interacting with kids as well as other people from different sections of the society. We could see that happening as well. Earlier there were kids, now there are youth people who are with Rahul Gandhi, and he has been walking continuously in the morning and in the evening. And around 1 p.m. today, Jairam Ramesh will be addressing a press conference. What will be said over there is also important, because we know that yesterday a local court in Karnataka has ordered that temporarily the Twitter account of Bharat Jodo Yatra should be suspended because they used a music of a movie. But the Congress leaders over here say that it won't impact their Yatra, and they are continuing with it. The second day in Maharashtra, and people are, as I can tell you, that with drums as well as with all those.
Quite a buzz there in Maharashtra with Rahul Gandhi there walking in Maharashtra, and that Padyatra that will continue over the next 12 days. Thank you so much, Sohit, for getting us all those details. We will keep tracking that story and keep coming back to you for more on that. Switching tracks, the Supreme Court on Monday freed 3 men convicted of raping and torturing a 19-year-old Delhi woman before killing her in 2012, months before the Nirbhaya case. The Delhi High Court had described them as predators. This is, Gargi, a very shocking incident that's coming about.
No, that's true. It was very shocking when these 3 rapists, this was such a high-profile case, and then the 3 rapists are being freed by the Supreme Court. But now it seems that the reason was because of the evidence that was brought before the Supreme Court, that the justices said that they just couldn't convict these men. The Supreme Court said that the prosecution had failed to prove the charges and that lapses took place during the trial. The 3-judge bench went on to rule that the very identity of the accused have not been duly established by the prosecution. Let's go across to Arvind for more on this story. And Arvind, you know, when this news broke yesterday that these 3 rapists had been freed by the Supreme Court, it was very shocking because, you know, it was such a heinous crime at the time. But it seems that the anger, you know, and outrage should be targeted at the police and prosecution, who actually did not make a very good case. And that's why the Supreme Court had to let the 3 men go.
In this brutal case of gang rape and murder in the year 2012 at Chawla, Supreme Court has acquitted all the 3 accused of gang raping and also murdering a victim in this particular case. So the trial court in 2014 had held all the 3 accused guilty, and the trial court had sentenced them for death, and which was also upheld by the High Court in the month of August in 2014 itself. But all the 3 accused had challenged both the High Court order and the trial court order. The accused had challenged the trial court order before the High Court order, which the High Court had upheld the trial court order, and then the accused had in fact in turn had challenged that High Court order before the Supreme Court order. And then Supreme Court 3-judge bench headed by then Chief Justice of India UU Lalit heard this matter for a long time, and then based on the submission of the amicus curiae and also the defense counsel in this particular case, Supreme Court has noted that there has been several glaring lapses in the trial proceedings. In fact, on 2 accounts, the Supreme Court has held that the very identity of the accused have not been duly established by the prosecution during the trial proceedings. That's the first glaring lapse that the Supreme Court has noted in its judgment. And the second thing, very important thing, is that out of the 49 witnesses examined by the prosecution, 10 witnesses were not even cross-examined in the trial proceedings. That again another glaring lapse that the Supreme Court has noted in its judgment before acquitting all these 3 men who were accused of gang raping and also murdering victims in the year of 2012. And also very importantly, Supreme Court has said that the prosecution failed to bring home the charges leveled against the accused beyond reasonable doubt, and accused are acquitted from the charges by giving them the benefit of doubt. Only on the ground that the prosecution failed to prove their case beyond the reasonable doubt, that seems to be the only ground that the Supreme Court has taken in acquitting all these 3 men. Earlier, all these 3 men were held guilty in this gang rape and murder case, and they were sentenced for death. But Supreme Court, after noting all these glaring lapses in the trial proceedings, has held that all the 3 accused should be acquitted because the prosecution failed to prove their case beyond doubt. And the Supreme Court has also given some kind of directions or message to all the trial courts, wherein the Supreme Court has said that the court should not be influenced by any kind of outside moral pressure or otherwise. Courts should strictly decide the cases only on merits in accordance with law.
Right. Thank you so much, Arvind, for getting us those details and giving benefit of doubt and the Supreme Court overturning that death sentence. Our colleague Ankit spoke with the parents of the victim.
मैं आप दोनों से सबसे पहले ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो फैसला आया, कोर्ट के फैसले पर जब तक फैसला पढ़ा ही ना टिप्पणी करना मुश्किल होगा, लेकिन उन माँ बाप के लिए जिन्होंने 10 साल ये लड़ाई लड़ी है, उसके लिए आज एक कोर्ट का फैसला कितना बड़ा झटका था?
आज सुबह जब मैं कल परसों मेरे को मैसेज मिला, फ़ोन हुआ आया कि मतलब 7 तारीख को जो है फाइनल डिसीजन सुप्रीम कोर्ट का है। आज सुबह में जब घर से निकला तो मैं कुछ अति प्रसन्न था कि आज हमें न्याय मिलेगा, और न्याय जो आएगा तो हमारे फैसला जो आएगा वो हमारे हक में आएगा, और हक में आना चाहिए था, वो आया नहीं है। क्यों नहीं आया, कारण क्या है उसका, ये तो जज जानते हैं, लॉयर जानते हैं, लेकिन जब लोअर कोर्ट से फांसी का ऑर्डर हो गया, वहाँ भी फाइल बनी है, वो फाइल जो है ट्रांसफ़र हाई कोर्ट हुआ है। हाई कोर्ट का जब फाइल पड़ी हाई कोर्ट ने, तो वो उसके बाद उन्होंने अपना डिसीजन दिया है, वहाँ से भी फाइल ट्रांसफ़र सुप्रीम कोर्ट हुआ है। अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट फाइनल होता है, जैसे कि एक मैच होता है कि फाइनल मैच, सुप्रीम कोर्ट फाइनल है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट इतनी बड़ी सुप्रीम कोर्ट राजधानी के बीच में, राजधानी में, और जो है कि एक इस तरह का डिसीजन इतना जल्दी ले लिया उन्होंने कि मतलब जिसने क्राइम करा उसी का सपोर्ट किया उन्होंने
जी,
जबकि सपोर्ट मुझे करना था, मेरी बच्ची को करना था, उनको मेरी बच्ची को न्याय दिलाना था।
अब सवाल क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के डिसीजन के बाद यह होगा कि आपकी बेटी को क्या किसी ने नहीं मारा, क्योंकि यही 3 अभियुक्त थे
जी,
और इनको अब छोड़ दिया गया है। अब कोर्ट देखेगा कि इसमें क्या क्या सबूत थे। लेकिन आपने आज लगा आपको कि शायद आपकी निराशा हुई, आपकी बेटी को पूरा न्याय नहीं मिल पाया?
हाँ बिल्कुल निराशा हुई है, हमको न्याय नहीं मिला। तो कौन मारा मेरी बेटी को? जिंदा तो है नहीं, जिंदा होती तो मेरे पास होती। अब उन पर भी तो उंगली उठ सकती है।
क्योंकि मैं समझ सकता हूँ आप लोगों को इस बात का गुस्सा बहुत है, जो भी
बहुत गुस्सा आ रहा है। क्यों है, मतलब जब लोअर कोर्ट से हाई कोर्ट से फैसला आ रखा, तो ये यहाँ आके उन्होंने उनको बरी कैसे कर दिया? ये थोड़ा छोटी मोटी चोरी चकारी तो है नहीं, ये मर्डर केस है, रेप केस है, सब चीज़ कर रखा, किडनैपिंग है।
All right, so the parents, you can understand their anger and disappointment and, absolute frustration with the 3 rapists let go, but the Supreme Court saying that the prosecution failed to make their case. With that, time for us to slip into a short break.
On the other side, we'll get you, Jai Shankar is in Moscow on a 2-day visit. He'll be meeting with the Foreign Minister of Russia, Lavrov. We'll get you details of that on the other side.
Welcome back. Now, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jai Shankar will be meeting with the Russian Deputy Prime Minister as well as Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. And you can see he arrived there earlier on, and this is his first visit to Russia since the war in Ukraine began.
Right, he's there on a 2-day visit. In talks with Mr. Lavrov, Dr. Jai Shankar is expected to discuss regional issues and raise India's concerns over the continuing war and the worry of food and fuel shortages as a result of the violence and Western sanctions. So there, Mr. Jai Shankar is there in Moscow on a 2-day visit. Gargi, we are expecting him to be meeting with the Foreign Minister and, of course, also the Deputy Prime Minister. That's on the agenda. A lot of conversations regarding regional issues as well as in order to discuss the food as well as fuel shortages as a result of the violence and Western sanctions. That's on the agenda, Gargi.
That's right. And they'll focus also on improving bilateral economic cooperation. Well, with that, time for us to slip into a short break. More on the other side. Welcome back. Now, campaigning has stepped up into the high gear in Himachal Pradesh with elections due on Saturday. Now, there's a lot of speculation as well that it's that the BJP's tallest leader and former Chief Minister Prem Kumar Dhumal is upset because the BJP has denied him the ticket. However, is Dhumal really angry with the BJP, and is Dhumal supporting rebels of the BJP? Remember, that's been a huge issue for the BJP in ahead of the Himachal elections, that there are many rebel candidates candidates. These are MLAs who did not get the ticket of their choice from their constituency of their choice, and many are contesting as rebels. And the rumor is, or the speculation is, that Dhumal is supporting some of these rebel candidates of the who are the rebels in the BJP. However, speaking to NDTV, Dhumal said that rebels are a problem, in fact, for both parties in Himachal Pradesh.
Right now, we are on campaign trail with ex-CM, ex-MP, a very senior leader of BJP in India and in Himachal Pradesh, Mr. Prem Kumar Dhumal. Prem Kumar Dhumal ji is not contesting this elections. A lot of people are speculating that he is angry. What happened? We have joined by him. We'll ask all these questions about his role. Why is he not contesting? A very interesting, and we've been listening to his speeches. He connects from people. We'll speak with him and understand. सर, क्या वजह रही कि आप इस बार चुनाव नहीं लड़ रहे हैं? लोग यहाँ जो बात कर रहे थे, जिन लोगों से हम पहले, वो बोल रहे थे कि हम लोग चाहते थे कि धूमल साहब चुनाव लड़ें. क्या वजह रही कि आप चुनाव नहीं लड़ रहे हैं? आपने लेटर लिखा या पार्टी ने कहा कि नहीं लड़ी?
आपका धन्यवाद. आप दुर्गम क्षेत्र में आकर चुनाव को कवर कर रहे हैं. जहाँ तक चुनाव लड़ने की बात है, मेरा अपना निर्णय था कि मैं 10 चुनाव लड़ चुका था और मुझे लगता था कि अब किसी नए व्यक्ति को मौका मिलना चाहिए. और हमारा सौभाग्य है कि एक आर्मी के रिटायर्ड कैप्टन, सेना मेडल जिनको मिला हुआ है, जो पार्टी के वफादार कार्यकर्ता भी हैं, उनको टिकट दिया गया है. उनको जिताने के लिए जोर लगा रहे हैं.
सर, पिछली बार आप बोल रहे थे कि पिछली बार आप लोगों ने वोट नहीं दिया और कलंक है आपके माथे पर, क्योंकि आप पार्टी के मुख्यमंत्री पद के उम्मीदवार थे. और जयराम ठाकुर जी को, चूंकि मैं पत्रकार में बात कहता हूँ, लोग कहते हैं वो एक्सीडेंटल चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं. मुख्यमंत्री आपको बनना था. क्या एक बात का दर्द है आपके अंदर?
मैंने कभी नहीं कहा कि इनके माथे पे कलंक है. वो स्वयं कहते थे हम इस कलंक को ख़त्म करना चाहते हैं. जो बात गई सो बीत गई, बीत गई सो बात गई, आगे की सुधी ले. इसलिए हमने सोचा नया इतिहास शुरू करो. और से सेना मेडल जीते हुए कैप्टन को लड़ाओ, उसे जिताओ और सुजानपुर की शान बढ़ाओ.
सर, इस बार हिमाचल प्रदेश में बीजेपी बागियों से बहुत लड़ रही है. बहुत सारे 21 उम्मीदवार हैं ऐसे, आप सबको ही जानते हैं, तो आप तो टिप्स में जानते हैं, बूथों के सारे कार्यकर्ताओं को जानते हैं. उससे जो हम लोग भी इलेक्शंस कवर कर रहे हैं, समझ में आ रहा है बीजेपी को नुकसान हो रहा है. हम जैसे हमने बताया, अन्नी विधानसभा गए थे, वहाँ से किशोरी लाल लड़ रहे हैं, नेगी जी लड़ रहे हैं, और भी कई जो अभी हाल ही में बीजेपी में शामिल हुए, होशियार सिंह, उनको भी टिकट नहीं मिला, वो भी फिर इंडिपेंडेंट खड़े हो गए हैं. क्या लगता है कि इससे पार्टी को नुकसान होगा?
जिस पार्टी के जीतने की ज़्यादा संभावना होती है, सरकार बनाने की संभावना होती है, उसके प्रमुख कार्यकर्ताओं में निश्चित तौर पर ये इच्छा होती है कि वो चुनाव लड़ें, जीतें, MLA बने और सरकार का हिस्सा बने. इसलिए स्वाभाविक है बहुत से लोगों ने टिकट मांगा, पर टिकट तो एक ही होता है. इसलिए बाकी कार्यकर्ता उसको समर्थन करें. जहाँ तक आपने नुकसान की बात की, नुकसान निश्चित तौर पे होता है. एक वोट भी अगर बाहर चला जाए तो उससे नुकसान होता है, और अगर कार्यकर्ता जाता है तो उसके साथ कई वोट जाते हैं. कुछ लोगों को हमने बिठाने में सफल हो गए हैं. कुछ हो सकता है वोट पड़ने से पहले रिटायर हो जाएं और चुनाव में पार्टी की मदद करें. लेकिन रेबल दोनों पार्टियों में है. जिस पार्टी में ज़्यादा संभावना है वहाँ ज़्यादा है निश्चित तौर पर.
सर, दोनों पार्टियों में रेबल हैं और आप की भी पार्टी क्या मदद ले रही है? आपने बात की नेताओं से बैठने के लिए. कई जो आप जब मुख्यमंत्री थे तो आपने जिनको टिकट दिया, जिनको आपने बढ़ाया भी, नेता ही बनाया, जिनको आपने नहीं बनाया वो भी नाराज़गी के साथ नहीं लड़ रहे हैं. तेजवंत नेगी जैसे लोग हैं. क्या आपने भी फ़ोन किया, पार्टी ने आपकी मदद ली?
मैंने सबको फ़ोन किया, सबको कहा कि घर में ही इज्जत होती है. सिर से निकला हुआ बाल, मुंह से निकला हुआ दांत और समाज से जुड़ा हुआ व्यक्ति फिर कभी शोभा नहीं पाता. तो अपने अपने स्थान पर ही सबका सम्मान होता है. लेकिन भावनाओं में लोग उठ खड़े हुए हैं. किसी के साथ जो वायदा किया था शायद वो पूरा नहीं हुआ. तो अपने अपने कारण सबके हैं जो लड़ रहे हैं.
सर, कांग्रेस ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम को लेकर के, और एक हमने जब कवर किया तो लोगों में सेंटिमेंट है इस बात को लेकर के, पुरानी पेंशन योजना को लेकर के लोग बात कर रहे हैं, इस बात की चर्चा है. उसको लेकर के आपका क्या कहना है? कांग्रेस को लगता है कि वो ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम के जरिए वापसी सत्ता में कर सकते हैं, और यहाँ चूंकि स्टेट एम्प्लॉयज बहुत सारे हैं,
और कोई व्यक्ति ओपीएस मांगे, ओपीएस का समर्थन करे तो बात समझ आती है। हिमाचल प्रदेश में ओपीएस को ख़त्म ही कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार ने किया था। 2003 तक हम सत्ता में थे, हमने नहीं होने दिया। 2004 में प्रदेश में भी कांग्रेस सरकार थी और दिल्ली में भी कांग्रेस सरकार बन गई, तो ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम को ख़त्म किया और न्यू पेंशन स्कीम लागू कर दी। इसलिए कांग्रेस तो घड़ियाली आंसू बहा रही है। जब भी ये सुविधा देंगे तो बीजेपी वाले ही देंगे। व्यक्तिगत तौर पे मेरा मानना है कि जिस व्यक्ति ने प्रदेश की सेवा सारी ज़िंदगी की होती है, उसको इतनी पेंशन जरूर मिले, वो सम्मानपूर्वक जीवन बिता सके। तो मिनिमम पेंशन अगर 9-10 हज़ार फिक्स कर दी जाए तो बहुत सारी समस्या का समाधान हो जाएगा। पार्टी ने एक कमेटी बनाई है, उसकी सिफारिश आने के बाद गवर्नमेंट उस पर विचार करेगी। निश्चित तौर पे कर्मचारियों की समस्या का समाधान निकलेगा, पर वो बीजेपी ही निकालेगी, कांग्रेस के बस की बात नहीं है।
सर, चूंकि हम आपसे सवाल पूछ सकते हैं, और एक नेता के तौर पर, बीजेपी का नेता हैं या कांग्रेस नेता, आप एक पॉलिटिशियन हैं और आप जनप्रतिनिधि हैं, रहे हैं इतने साल। अग्निवीर योजना को लेकर के यहाँ पे आज युवाओं से सुबह बात की हमने हमीरपुर में, सुबह 5 बजे तैयारी कर रहे थे, उनको बड़ी नाराजगी है। वो कह रहे हैं 18 साल 19 साल के बच्चे हैं, कह रहे हैं नहीं हम तो 4 साल के लिए शॉर्ट टर्म करियर नहीं चाहते हैं। इस बात को लेकर बड़े नाराज हैं। आपका क्या आउटलुक है इस बात को लेकर? क्योंकि हमीरपुर कांगड़ा बेल्ट तो कहते हैं कि यहाँ से तो मतलब सबसे ज़्यादा हर घर से सेना में भर्ती होते हैं बच्चे।
अभी सुजानपुर में ही भर्ती हुई है अग्निवीर की, और इस चुनाव क्षेत्र से भी अनेकों बच्चे सिलेक्ट हुए हैं। पूरी स्कीम जब बच्चे अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे, आज मैंने एक सर्विसमैन को पूछा तो उसने कहा मुझे 97,000 मिला था, उस सूबेदार मेजर की पेंशन आया था। अग्निवीर बच्चे जो रिटायर हो गए 4 साल के बाद, वे लगभग 25 लाख रुपए उनको मिलेगा, 25 लाख। और जिसने 32 साल सर्विस की उसको मिला 97,000। तो अभी नई स्कीम है और कई वर्षों से विचाराधीन थी कि फौज जो जवानों की होनी चाहिए। कारगिल की जो लड़ाई लड़े, जो उन्होंने मोर्चा जीता था, वो सारे 20-22 साल के नौजवान थे। परमवीर चक्र विजेता बिलासपुर से हमारे संजय कुमार है, वो उसमें एक सिपाही था, 20-21 साल की उम्र थी। अब वो सूबेदार मेजर बने, आर्मी में सर्व कर रहे हैं। तो जब लड़ाई होती है तो नौजवान ही अच्छा लड़ सकता है, और इनमें 25% को रिटेन करेंगे आर्मी में, कुछ सीआरपीएफ में भर्ती हो जाएंगे, उनमें से कुछ बीएसएफ में हो जाएंगे, कुछ स्टेट पुलिस में हो जाएंगे, और बाकी को अपना रोजगार शुरू करने का भी होगा। और इस 4 साल में उनको इतनी शिक्षा भी दी जाएगी कि वो ग्रेजुएट का डिग्री भी लेके आएंगे। तो जब सारे बेनिफिट्स को देखेंगे तो उनको लगेगा कि अच्छी स्कीम है। लेकिन जब शुरू कुछ भी स्कीम को करोगे तो शुरुआत में ऐसा लगता है कि गलत हो रहा है।
ठीक है, आखिरी सवाल आपसे, हिमाचल प्रदेश में या देश की राजनीति में प्रेम कुमार धूमल आगे अपनी क्या सहभागिता देखते हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी में? डू यू फील लेफ्ट आउट इन दिस इलेक्शंस? लॉट ऑफ पीपल सर, जब यहाँ ट्रेवल करते हैं लोगों को ये लगता है, और बहुत सारे कार्यकर्ता मिले उनको कहता है कि इस बार हम वोट नहीं देंगे बीजेपी को, क्योंकि धूमल साहब को टिकट नहीं दिया, धूमल साहब के चेहरा नहीं। और ये व्यक्तिगत अनुभव है, मेरे पास वो बाइट से मैं सुना सकता हूँ। तो डू यू फील लेफ्ट आउट इन दिस इलेक्शंस? योर पार्टी वर्कर्स आर सेइंग दे आर एंग्री दैट यू डिड नॉट गेट टिकट।
देखिए, पार्टी में और सरकार में अनेकों पद होते हैं, अध्यक्ष, महामंत्री, मुख्यमंत्री, मंत्री, एमएलए, लेकिन एक न एक टाइम में उसके साथ पूर्व लगता है। पर हमारी पार्टी में एक पद ऐसा है जिसके साथ पूर्व का भी नहीं लगता, वो कार्यकर्ता का पद। तो एक कार्यकर्ता के तौर पे मैं काम करता रहूँगा, जब तक जिंदा हूँ तब तक पार्टी के लिए काम करूँगा, देश प्रदेश के लिए काम करूँगा, जिसको भी पार्टी टिकट देगी उसको समर्थन करूँगा।
You don't feel left out?
नहीं, I chose myself not to contest. I decided I will not contest, but I will support the candidate given by the party and make him win the election.
In other news now, a Bengaluru court ordered the temporary blocking of the Congress's Twitter handle after a music firm filed a copyright case against the party for playing songs from the movie KGF 2 at the Bharat Jodo Yatra. M. Naveen Kumar, who manages the MRT Music, filed a complaint against 3 Congress leaders including Rahul Gandhi for allegedly using music from the superhit Kannada film which violated copyright laws. The court also ordered the temporary blocking of the Bharat Jodo Yatra campaign's Twitter handle. The music company's manager alleged that the Bharat Jodo Yatra campaign videos have songs from KGF 2, but the Congress, reacting to this news, tweeted that it wasn't aware of the court proceedings and has not got a copy of the order. The Congress tweeting, "We have read on social media about an adverse order from a Bengaluru court. We are neither made aware of nor present at the court proceedings. We are pursuing all legal remedies at our disposal." And the Bharat Jodo Yatra has begun its Maharashtra leg. Rahul Gandhi will be walking 382 kilometers in the state for 13 days, and it started yesterday. So 12 days onwards for the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra. Yesterday he was at the Gurudwara and he began the Bharat Jodo Yatra this morning from the Gurudwara on Gurpurab. The Mahavikas Aghadi ally Sharad Pawar's NCP and Uddhav Thackeray's faction of the Shiv Sena are also expected to join the Pad Yatra in a show of unity of the alliance ahead of the civic polls that are due in the state. Now, NDTV Sohit Mishra caught up with Congress leader Kanhaiya Kumar on the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
अब तक का आपने क्या कुछ इस यात्रा में कन्हैया जी देखा और इस यात्रा की जो अहमियत है अगर वो समझाना चाहें आप तो किस तरह से आप समझाएंगे?
देखिए, बड़ा अच्छा संयोग है कि आज गुरु पर्व है और आज हमारी यात्रा नांदेड़ पहुंची है। तो सबसे पहले तो हम गुरु पर्व की जो है बधाई देते हैं और लोगों से यही आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा लोगों की भावनाओं को जोड़ने के लिए है, लोगों की उम्मीदों को जोड़ने के लिए है। भारत जो ज्योग्राफिकली जुड़ा हुआ है वो इमोशनली भी जुड़ा रहे, पॉलिटिकली भी जुड़ा रहे, इकोनॉमिकली भी जुड़ा रहे, कल्चरली रिलीजियसली भी जुड़ा रहे। यही भारत जोड़ो यात्रा का एक साउंड मैसेज है। और इलेक्टोरल इम्पैक्ट का जहाँ तक सवाल है, जो मैं बार बार कह रहा हूँ, कोई चीज़ अगर इमोशनली कनेक्टेड है तो इलेक्टोरली कनेक्टेड कैसे नहीं होगा और कैसे इम्पैक्टफुल नहीं होगा।
इसमें अगर एक सवाल पूछा जाए, जैसे कि कांग्रेस को लेकर मैं लोगों से लगातार बातचीत भी कर रहा हूँ, एक जैसे लोगों का कहना है कि हम कांग्रेस का समर्थन करते हैं, लेकिन उसके बाद उनके ही विधायक जो हैं, जैसे गोवा का एग्जाम्पल वो देते हैं कि 11 में से 8 विधायक ही बीजेपी के पास चले गए। महाराष्ट्र में हमने देखा कि शिवसेना के 2 गुट हो गए और एक बीजेपी के साथ जाकर मिल लिए। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा डर है लोगों के बीच में कि हम तो चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस को हम वोट दें, लेकिन फिर अगर उनके ही विधायक यहाँ से वहाँ जाएं तो क्या किया जाए?
क्लियर कट मेजोरिटी अगर कहीं होगा वहाँ ये सब नहीं होता है। होता क्या है कि वोटर को बार बार कंफ्यूज किया जाता है। ये जो सवाल आप पूछ रहे हैं ना, यहीं से वो कंफ्यूजन शुरू होता है। अब जैसे मैं आपको गुजरात का एग्जांपल देता हूँ। मैं गुजरात घूम करके आया हूँ। गुजरात में आम आदमी पार्टी कहीं से भी बीजेपी से नहीं लड़ रही है, लेकिन यही सवाल बार बार पूछ करके जब वोटर को कंफ्यूज कर दिया जाएगा तो एंटी बीजेपी वोट डिवाइड होगा। और हर जगह बीजेपी जो है ये अपने आप नहीं होती है, बीजेपी हर जगह इसको करती है, करवाती है। और जो सड़क पे लड़ रहा है, आप मुझे बताइए, कांग्रेस पार्टी एक विपक्ष की भूमिका निभा रही है, सड़क पे उतर करके लड़ रही है, तब भी जो है ये बात क्यों बोला जा रहा है? और एक बार अगर पार्टी को मेजोरिटी मिल जाएगी ना, फिर विधायक की इतनी औकात नहीं है कि वो बिक जाए। बहुत सारे ऐसी जगह है ना जहाँ नकली चाणक्य की नीति काम नहीं कर रही है। क्यों? क्योंकि आप खरीद ही नहीं सकते हैं। 30-40 विधायक आप कैसे खरीदेंगे? कितना भी आप अदानी का पैसा लगा लें, लेकिन इतना विधायक खरीदना पॉसिबल नहीं है। 3, 4, 5 खरीद सकते हैं।
Welcome back. Let's get to the latest on the climate negotiations at COP27. And early climate warning systems are key to saving lives, is what India's Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav said at COP27. There is an urgent need to acknowledge the cascading natural hazards that cause substantial losses around the world, he said, adding that India fully supports the UN Secretary General's agenda to achieve early warnings for all. Can there be climate justice, and will the rich nations historically responsible for the greenhouse gas emissions pay compensation to the more vulnerable developing world? It's on this year's climate summit, and that's on the agenda, in fact, at COP27 in Egypt.
The opening session will begin now. Thank you. Leaders of the developed, rich nations arriving at the annual UN Climate Summit
where they are under pressure. Given that historically the US, EU and other developed nations are responsible for over half of the greenhouse gas emissions, which led to global warming, they face demands to pay for the loss and damage suffered by poor and developing nations. Loss and damage is on the agenda for the first time.
Specifically, it's time for an historic pact between the developed and the emerging economies. A pact in which developed countries deliver at the commitment made in Paris and make an additional effort to reduce emissions in line with 1.5-degree goal. And a pact in which wealthier countries provide financial and technical assistance.
While the goal is to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees by 2030, it's already at over 1.1 degrees Celsius over pre-industrial times. It is estimated that at 1.5 degrees, small island states like the Maldives will start to submerge. Beyond this devastation, natural calamities like heat waves, droughts, extreme rainfall are likely to be far worse than what we've seen this year. Temperatures are set to rise as much as 2.8 degrees Celsius by the end of the century with the current policies in place. In India alone, there have been lower crop yields, earlier and longer heat waves, as well as extreme rainfall. Yet, leaders of India and China, two of the top 3 global polluters, are not attending the summit.
And what we expect to happen in Sharm el-Sheikh is to agree on a new stream of finance to address loss and damage, the way scale and intensity of disasters are increasing.
It doesn't end here. Globally, record high temperatures in Europe and rivers drying up across the northern hemisphere are cause of major concern. The rich nations have resisted even accepting their role in loss and damages, let alone financing it. In a world roiled by economic uncertainty, the possibility of them loosening their purse strings does not appear to be bright, but climate diplomats will have much work to do in the next 2 weeks to make sure their plans and targets are accomplished. Parmeshwar Bava for NDTV.
In fact, on the topic of climate change, at least 15,000 people died in Europe because of hot weather in 2022 so far. That's what the World Health Organization has said, with Spain and Germany among the worst affected countries. The 3 months from June to August were the hottest in Europe since records began, and the exceptionally high temperature led to the worst drought on that the continent has witnessed since the Middle Ages. And now news of the US midterm polls, and coast-to-coast candidates and big-name backers made final appeals to voters on Monday in the last hours of a fraught midterm election season, with Republicans excited about the prospect of winning back Congress from Democrats, even as President Joe Biden predicted his party would surprise a lot of people. Democrats contend Republican victories could profoundly and adversely reshape the country, eliminating abortion rights nationwide and unleashing broad threats to the very future of American democracy.
Remember, the power's in your hands. You're one of the reasons why I've never been more optimistic about America's future. Look, America's reasserting ourselves, leading the world in the 21st century. As I've traveled this country and the world, I see great nation because I know we're a good people. We just have to remember who in the hell we are. We are the United States of America.
Socialist, communist, and Marxist direction of the radical Democrat Party is one of the biggest reasons that Hispanic Americans are joining our movement by the millions and millions and millions, and so many again. Millions and millions. Oh, we love. These are the greatest people. They are great. Many, many are here. Who happens to be Hispanic?
After the Twitter layoffs, now there are reports that Meta is preparing for large-scale layoffs this week. The social media company had in June cut plans to hire engineers by at least 30%, with Mark Zuckerberg also warning employees to brace for an economic downturn.
Is the Silicon Valley bubble about to burst? That seems to be the question on everyone's minds. following Twitter's shocking layoffs last week amounting to 50% of the global workforce and 90% alone in India as per Bloomberg. Meta, the company behind Facebook and WhatsApp, is also getting ready to fire thousands of employees according to a Wall Street Journal report. The layoffs follow Meta's drastically reduced quarterly forecast that wiped off an additional $67 billion in value. The combination of rise in short video content, Apple's strong stance on privacy, lower ad spend as well as global economic conditions have wiped off $500 billion in Meta's value so far. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has painted a grim outlook of the forecast and expects a long-term horizon for the company's investments in the metaverse to pay dividends. Similarly, Microsoft too is expected to cut staff. Apple too has placed a hiring freeze expected to last most of 2023. However, it takes a lot to run a social media platform, and Elon Musk might be realizing that perhaps the quick cull of employees was a bit too rash. While Musk was busy highlighting upcoming features like longer videos, web-based notes and creator monetization, many of those working on the features were fired. Several such employees are now being deemed too essential to enable the changes that the billionaire has been asking for and have been requested to rejoin Twitter. Additionally, some employees are now being told that they were fired in error. On the other hand, his public spats continue, this time with founder Jack Dorsey, who took responsibility for the layoffs. Dorsey also questioned Musk's assertion of taking steps to make information shared in Twitter accurate. And look who's capitalizing on Twitter's chaos. A rival microblogging social platform, Mastodon, that claimed to have gained over 2 lakh users since Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Launched in 2016, the platform is community funded and never really took off like Twitter did. But now with some celebrities crossing over to Mastodon, they are hoping the tide may change. Rubina Mongia, NDTV.